Happy New Year and welcome to Tea with Lilybet. In this video, I finally get around to clearing out my storage cage and I can't wait to show you the results. I test out a new lightweight ironing board. I optimize how I store my Christmas decorations and even manage to declutter a few items. And I add a new storage unit to my bathroom laundry and set up the space to store my most utilized laundry supplies. I have been struggling with a really heavy ironing board for a few years now, and it's gotten to the point where I don't even want to iron my things because it just feels like a lot of work to drag it out and set up the iron. So I finally got around to finding a lighter weight unit that will be easier for me to store and set up, and I can't wait to try it out. It's by a brand called Joseph, and this particular model is 2 kilos lighter than my current ironing board, which actually makes quite a bit of difference when you're using it on a regular basis. It had really good reviews online, so I'm hoping that it lives up to all the hype and that it makes my life a little bit easier when I need to iron one of my linen shirts or dresses that I love to wear. The fold-out mechanism is quite different to my old iron, but I'm sure I'll adjust to that. And it can be wall-mounted if I ever want to do that in the future. The construction does feel quite sturdy, and it has a really nice padded cover on the board and an area where you can just lay the iron flat down, which seems to be heat-proof. I did try ironing a few pieces of clothing and the iron glided really nicely over it. Just felt really easy to use, so I'm hoping that it will end up being a good investment. It's a similar size to my old ironing board, but that extra 2 kilos lighter I'm hoping will make a big difference. It may seem like a small thing, but changing over items that you use regularly to more ergonomic, lighter weight, easier to store items really does make a difference in a small space where you have to move things around quickly and easily. And comparing with my old ironing board, it's pretty much the same size, but 2 kilos lighter, so I consider that a win. Okay, on to one of the bigger tasks, which was cleaning out the storage cage. If you're familiar with my channel, you'll know that I really wanted to do this in the spring once the weather had warmed up and it wasn't so cold down in the garage. But the year got away from me and I just wasn't able to get onto it. And then just after Christmas, I mentioned it to my sister that I was disappointed that I hadn't got it done. And she suggested that we just do it on the last day of the year. I was so grateful that she was willing to give up one of her precious annual leave days to come and help me sort out what seemed like a really challenging job. The storage cage started off pretty organized when I moved in and quickly became a dumping ground for everything that I didn't know what to do with or didn't yet have a place for in the apartment. The first thing we did was take everything out of the storage cage and put it into separate piles. There were piles for recycling, for hard rubbish, for giveaway and donating, and items that needed to be sorted through to work out whether they would go back in the storage cage or go up into the apartment. I'd already taken a couple of loads of rubbish and recycling away, and this is the empty storage cage. I knew when I bought the apartment that my storage cage was located in an area that was designated as a semi-wet area where you will get a little bit of water runoff. So everything has to be stored in waterproof containers or raised up off the floor. So I've just got a mop here and there is a drain just at this end. So I'm just trying to push this water, which always gathers during wet weather, out into the drain. I've decided to use this as my Christmas storage box with Allie's help. So I'm going to put this memorabilia stuff into this box because I actually sorted all of this as part of my downsizing project before I moved out. And I'll leave the video on the screen for you if you want to see what I did with sorting this memorabilia out. But this is what I'm going to keep forever, so I can probably just put it into the storage box and it's good to go. So we're at the stage now we're starting to put things back. I've got 2 boxes of things that need to be digitized, but I'm probably not going to do those for quite a few months, so they're going to go at the bottom. And that's a waterproof container, so it should be fine if a little bit of water is around. And then I've got my box of memorabilia, and it's all gone in there beautifully. And then I've got some musical instruments which I may end up selling, or they may end up going upstairs in the storage unit, but I want to just keep them here for now because I'm not sure if I'll have the space. And then up the top are more instruments, and I can't get the lid on that box, so they're just going to sit up in there. And then down the bottom here, I've got some exercise gear. I'll just take that off because it's not the correct label. And then I've got my stationery. And Ali's made a great suggestion of putting a metal shelving unit along this side. And as soon as I can find the right size one, I'll set it up, and then some of the things that are in these smaller tubs will go into even smaller tubs again and then go on the shelf, which I'll be able to access more easily. So yeah, that's the progress so far. We've got a few more bits and pieces that will need to have a place until I get the shelf. Added a few more things. So these are all gardening things, which can just sit on the wet floor because they're in thick plastic buckets and containers. The suitcase is going on there, and I will be getting a cover. So this is all the stuff that's going to donation. I've got a little table that I used to have at my old place, and an old blender that's still good, a plastic container that's great for kitchen storage. This is just a towel, and I'm not sure what's under there. Oh, some decorative home decor kind of things. And just in the back here, yoga mat, some cushions. This is actually a mount for a TV, which hopefully someone will use. My old pan storage rack, which I used in my old place. And then there's a picture frame back there. I don't know if you can see it. And a basket. What's in the basket, Ali? The blender's...
And the electrical equipment.
Oh, the electrical gear?
This one?
The blue basket. There's a heater in there and some other household bits and pieces.
There's a heater and a vase, a planter.
A planter. So household things. For all the things that are going for hard rubbish and recycling, styrofoam, and I've got Millie's old litter lid, some plastic baskets that have disintegrated, and this is an old exercise mat that I used in my old place, and then this fan. I'm hoping that the council will take it, but if not, it will just stay in my car or go back into the storage cage. So that's the next lot that's going to be gotten rid of. It was an incredible amount of work, but we did manage to get it done in around 3.5 hours, including dropping off to the recycling facility and the salvos, all of which were open on New Year's Eve and took almost everything that we brought. So this is the result from today's efforts. And remember, I will be putting some shelves in here and making further changes in the future. But for now, we've been able to achieve a lot today. It was also lovely to have Buddy along for the day, and he really enjoyed using the new grass potty. Good boy! I can't believe that I've managed to end the year with my storage cage cleared out. It wasn't something I expected to happen, and I owe it all to Ali because she's the one that suggested that we do it today on New Year's Eve. It didn't actually take as long as we thought it might do, but it was really hard work. It was just amazing to not only organize the storage cage, but to get rid of all of the rubbish. I didn't expect that to happen at all. Even the pedestal fan that I'd had in my storage cage for a year was able to go to the council recycling. So yeah, it's just so wonderful to have this done. I feel like I've gotten a huge burden off my shoulders. It's just a fantastic way to start 2025. Yay! The next task I wanted to get done was to take down the Christmas decorations. This is something that I traditionally do on New Year's Day. I have to admit that I felt pretty exhausted, so I didn't get this done until late in the afternoon after a big sleep in and rest, but it was good to start the year with a fresh slate. I've found in recent years that I'm quite tired towards the end of the year, and setting up the Christmas decorations has felt like such a big burden. So that when I moved into this place, I made the decision that I was going to downsize Christmas. I just had enough of really big trees and stringing lights and all of the effort that went into that. So, with moving to this smaller apartment, it just made sense to make the whole experience a lot more low maintenance, but still keep the beauty and essence of a season. So, I started with this beautiful little LED tree, and then I scaled down my Christmas decorations and all the baubles. And if you do want to check out my process for downsizing my Christmas decorations, I'll leave the video on the screen for you now. As I pack up this year, I really want to optimize how I store my Christmas tree baubles. I've been reusing this old tissue paper for many years now, and it's just shredded up so much it's not protecting the bubbles properly. So the first thing I want to do is swap over to using some bubble wrap and plastic bags. The second thing I wanted to do was to be able to sort and organize the baubles by color. I've really enjoyed over the last couple of years changing the colors that I use on the tree. In 2023, I had a gold, silver, and very light pink colored tree, and I really loved that one. And I really enjoyed switching over to a red, white, and gold themed tree in 2024. So I want to be able to decide different color schemes without having to unwrap all the baubles. So I'm going to trial this new system of just grouping the baubles by color in bags. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you'll know that I do like to do proof of concepts before I invest too much financially in any particular solution. And this was a low-cost way for me to try it out. I have chosen some eco-friendly compostable plastic bags, and they are a little bit on the thin side, so I'm worried that they won't last very long, but I can always optimize this later if it ends up working really well, and maybe get some labels and better bags and those sorts of things. And here are the items that I'm going to be decluttering. We've got 5 Christmas decorations. I don't think I'm actually going to use those because I've got so many things with red in them now that I think these are not needed. And then these are just some old hooks that I had when I had a traditional green tree, so they can go as well. So all of this will just get donated. And I'm reusing some of the old wrapping that I had on my Christmas decorations for packing these up. for the donation bin. Also decided to declutter these earrings. I got them just before Christmas and I really didn't find them that comfortable, so I'll keep the Christmas tree earrings that I bought. I only spent $3 on them, so it wasn't a big investment, and I did wear them for Christmas Eve, but I don't think in the long run I'm going to enjoy them, so they will go to the charity bin as well. Now that all the Christmas decorations are packed up, I want to restore some order to the apartment and give it a little tidy up before finishing for the day. If you have made it this far in the video, firstly, thank you so much for watching, and please leave me an emoji that tells me how you're feeling about 2025. And a number of days later, I decided to do some work on improving the storage in my bathroom laundry. I had been wanting to increase the storage in this room for quite a while, but didn't have the budget to do a proper renovation. Then a neighbor suggested that we do a swap. He was interested in the blue-green rug that I had in the lounge room, and he had a bathroom cabinet that he didn't need anymore because he was moving to a different sized apartment. His old apartment was the same floor plan as mine, so the cabinet was a perfect fit. It's actually an IKEA cabinet that I have looked at and considered for this space in the past. It's about 30 centimeters wide, which is the perfect size for me to be able to fit it into my bathroom and also keep my smaller white set of drawers. He was living in pretty much the same size space as me. His apartment had the same configuration as mine. He really did understand what would fit well, and when he offered this, I just thought, well, you know, I'm going to take him up on this because it means that I can have some storage and not have to make a financial investment until I'm ready to do something more permanent. It does need to be fixed to the wall, and he showed me what I need to do. This is the unit here inside. So it's not huge, but it's definitely going to be enough for me to put some laundry things in here, my iron, those sorts of things that I really didn't have a great spot for in the apartment. I will be cleaning the cabinet and wiping it all down, but before that, the first thing I want to do is fix it to the wall. It actually doesn't have legs at the back. It's supposed to sit up against a wall. And these are command strips from 3M that I want to use to attach it in a couple of different spots and make it nice and secure. These strips are actually used to hang extra large pictures, but hopefully they'll do the job. The first step is to separate the two sides of the Velcro strips and press them together. Now that I've got 4 sets, I'm going to use alcohol wipes to clean the surfaces. The third step is to remove the seals and attach the adhesive strips to the 4 corners of the unit. And the final step is to remove the seals on the wall-facing adhesive strips and carefully press them against the wall. I really need to get this step right. The unit is pretty clean, but I'm going to give it a quick wipe down before I start putting things away. Now that it's installed, it actually does feel quite sturdy. I've got to decide what I'm going to be putting into the cabinet, and there's a few items that I have been so wanting to get out of the utility cupboard that I have just at the end of the kitchen. The main things are the laundry detergent, stain remover, those things that I actually need to use in this room. So yeah, I'll just put the priority things in first, and then hopefully I'll be able to free up some more space in other parts of the house. So this is my setup so far. On the bottom shelf, I've got my jewelry cleaning kit and some laundry detergent refills and some samples. The next shelf up, I've got my iron and my garment steamer and a little iron water refill jug. Then I have some scissors, my sewing kit, and my shoe cleaning kit. Then on the next shelf, my delicate and regular laundry detergent, and those are stain removers. And the top shelf is laundry bags. That's my whitening laundry powder, which I don't really use that often, and a roller for defluffing clothes. So I've tried to put things that I use the most on the 3 middle shelves, just to make the access as easy as possible. And I may also decide to put a basket on the top shelf, but I don't have anything yet, so I can just be blank for now. I also got this little door handle, which I'd like to put on the door, just make it a little bit easier to open. So make it a little bit less slammy. So that will go here. I just need someone to help me attach it, so I don't have a drill. My sister also suggested that I consider moving the hinges to the other side so it opens from the left, which I may do at some stage. I'm just going to bring everything back into the bathroom laundry and make sure it's all functional and ready to go. And once I'd put everything back in the bathroom and given it a clean, it was such a pleasure to be able to reach into my new cupboard to get the laundry detergent for my first load of washing. And of course, I wanted to put out some clean towels so I can fully enjoy my rebooted bathroom laundry. So let's have a look at the final results and you can let me know what you think. I'm absolutely delighted with what I've been able to achieve with the storage cage, the storage in the bathroom, and a couple of other things that I've done as part of this video. Now that I've cleared out the storage cage, I'm looking forward to choosing some shelves that will fit in there and be able to organize that space even more effectively. And I've also cleared out some space in my utility cabinet at the end of my kitchen, so I'll definitely reorganize that in the future. But for now, I'm just so thrilled to have my washing detergent and my iron and a few other things closer to the washing machine. Thank you for joining me for this video. I hope that you've all had a really lovely holiday season, and I just want to wish each of you a very happy new year. I look forward to sharing some new organizing adventures that I'm going to be getting up to on this channel this year. So if you haven't already subscribed, I would love to welcome you to the channel, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye for now.